Okay, so this is my spoiler review of Dune Part 2. So if you want to know what I thought about the movie and you haven't seen the movie yet or you don't want to see the movie, just watch that video because I'm just about to gush everything, all my opinions of everything that happened in this movie. So without warning out of the way, let's go. So basically, without me holding back anything, the story of this movie is the evolution of Paul Atreides, of his journey into becoming the Messiah of the northern tribe of people that live in this world. So basically the first half of the movie is him basically coming to terms with his destiny that he cannot change and his responsibility, and him fighting with being himself for a while, and then him ultimately making the decision to step up to the title that is being given to him as the saviour of the Fremen. I'm pretty sure it's the Fremen. There are two factions in this movie. It's not the Atreides because they're from the from another planet, but it's from the northern tribe of the planet of Arrakis. Anyway, Paul's mother, Jessica, is pregnant and is also working in becoming sort of like this religious sage, this prophet who can see into the future, and she drinks this special fluid called the water of life. It's this very blue fluid and it's extremely toxic and it will actually kill males. However, she has a special ability that she can resist the poison and she can transmute whatever that word means. I think it means like just diffusing the poison all over her body so it's not too concentrated to kill her. But anyway, when she drinks this fluid, she starts getting visions of all of her future heritage, all of her past heritage, and also her unborn child, who is a girl, starts speaking to her in her mind. And it's later revealed that this blue substance is actually the blood that is extracted from the sandworms. They can only do it when they're very, very young because the sandworms grow to be, kilometers long. But when they're very, very juvenile form, they just drown them in a pool of water and they stick this tube in them and they extract the blue ooze, which gives certain people religious visions and visions of their future. And anyway, later on in the movie, Paul and Chani actually have a relationship in this movie. They start to fall in love, they start kissing and hugging each other. But unfortunately, that relationship is quite short-lived. It only lasts for about an hour when Paul is struggling yet again of being himself or stepping up to becoming the great leader of this tribe. And he goes and drinks the fluid himself, which Chani strongly advised him not to do, but he does it anyway, and he almost dies as a result, but he is brought back to life by Chani herself. And from this point, Chani feels betrayed by Paul, so she slaps him really loud in the face, which is actually a really loud slap. And she basically, I'm not sure if I think she breaks up with him at this point. She basically just abandons him and walks away from him, and I think she hates him from this point on, which is very interesting because I've never really seen in a movie where somebody falls in love and breaks up so fast than in this movie. So it's kind of unclear after this point in the movie where she still loves Paul, or whether she ever really fell in love with him to begin with, whether she was just being a little bit flirty. But from this point on, Paul Atreides' personality radically changes, and he's no longer the nice, inquisitive, and sort of this kind kid. He becomes quite an asshole actually from this point on. He lets the power gets to his head, and he really does have this Messiah complex, but yet he's not the nice, friendly Messiah like you would see from Jesus or something. He is very aggressive and he demands to be worshipped. And basically he gets in a fight with Austin Butler's character, who is also really evil in this movie as well. It's shown in a few scenes back where he's dueling these two drugged people and also one that wasn't drugged in this massive arena gladiator style, and he kills every single one of them. He slices the throats of people who defy him in any way. But anyway, the final battle of the movie, there are lots of battles in this movie with like lots of people fighting, but like the final climax is basically Paul Atreides clashing with Austin Butler in this really spectacular fight scene that is really, really well choreographed and really tense to watch. Anyway, Paul Atreides kills him, and he walks up to Christopher Walken, who is the Emperor, and demands him to kneel to him, and he does. And basically, Paul Atreides is now the leader of the Arrakis tribe, all of them now, whether they want to or not. Most of them want to believe, but it's very obvious that after drinking that fluid that he changed inside as a person, and probably in my opinion not for the better. I'm very interested in seeing what the third movie will bring, because I haven't read any of the books and I don't want to read. I'll read the first Dune book properly because I know all the info that happens in this movie and I'm curious to see the differences, but I have a feeling that he's going to be a villain in the next movie. He's a religious figure, but he's not the good kind. He did start to give off some really evil vibes in the last act of this movie, and I'm intrigued to see whether he will continue being in this villainous state or he will end up being the hero of the story, and then if Chani will reconnect with him and reconcile with him, because she was very angry with him when this movie was over. So yeah, very interesting plot details, very interesting story in this movie. As I said, it's kind of one of those stories where it throws a lot at you, yet it's still like only a few certain things of the movie that you have to kind of think about. It's not like the most complex story I've ever seen in a movie ever, but it's definitely still had a lot of hefty things thrown at you, and it was very heavy, very serious movie too. There was hardly any humour in this movie at all. There were a few very slight attempts at humour in this movie. There was a part where they were extracting water from dead bodies in the start of the movie, and Jessica vomits off screen, and then there's this part halfway through the movie where one of the characters are like, it's like unloading air out of a pipe and it makes like a fart noise, and I think it's supposed to make people in the theatre laugh. I don't know, but I know this is not a funny movie. It's a serious movie, and it's a very bleak and heavy movie with a lot of religious symbolism and themes in it. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a spectacular film, technically, on a cinematic and cinematography standpoint. As I said in my previous review, I thought the cinematography was off the charts, even better than it was in the first movie. But overall, that's basically what I think about Dune 2 and all of its story, so I hope you liked what I had to say about it. Thank you for watching as always, and take care. Thank you.